Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to another episode of the Master of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you with our two eyes, with our laser eyes. I'm, of course, Master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. And back with me, as always, is the Master of the Nerdiverse, the GOAT himself. We simply call him Wash. Hey, hit you with the scoops. Dog, what's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is going on? How are you doing? I'm glad to be here on a Friday night in the Nerdiverse in the dog days of August. Lord, it's humid. Lord,
Uh,
it is humid.
I can taste my pores, bro. Like a and like my you remember in Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors where her track line started turning into little mouths,
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like when Freddy Krueger's hand turned into a bunch of heroin and shit.
dude.
That's kind of how I'm feeling right now, man. I feel like my pores turning into little mouths, drinking
I
up the
can
humidity.
definitely feel different portions on my forehead without a doubt, like that are like just wet spots. It's like, please stop. I, please stop. So, I am
Please
glad to
stop.
be here on a Friday night. Nerdiverse, what do we got? I think it's a big night. I think there's stuff that happened. You know what? I don't know if stuff that happened. There was stuff that was said. There was stuff that was
Yeah.
said, and I do
Okay.
believe we're going to be talking about some of it
Yeah.
tonight. So, I am interested in what the Nerdiverse has for us this evening.
Absolutely. There are some interesting tidbits, you know what I'm saying? Some people say pictures are worth 1,000 words, but words are worth like a billion words, dude.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
words are words. When you
Words
say words, they're
when
words.
you say words, they have weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's interpretation of words, yes, but at the end of the day, the words are the words. I mean, and that's why I hold some companies accountable for some of their words.
We're gonna go into those words this evening. You know what? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's kick right into it with tonight's Masters of the Nerdiverse episode 174. It's Netflix or nothing, baby. It's Netflix or nothing, dog. That's what the name of the podcast is this evening. So for our four topics of choice this evening, I always like to ask Squash before we get started of these four topics, which are the GTA First Look was Netflix exclusive for some time, and people have feelings about that. As an X Files head, I had to pick this out because I didn't know what this was until I had to figure it out. The X Files Von Frankenstein trailer dropped. I was like, "What in the hell?" Um, where apparently we're getting a live action Jetsons film with the goat himself, Jim Carrey. And lastly, the one that took me by surprise is we're getting a prime time official trailer. You know, the goat himself, Batman, is fighting crime on a whole nother level now. You know what I'm
Whole
saying?
nother level.
Of these
Whole
four
nother level.
topics, Wash, which one are you most interested to talk about at the beginning of all
Uh,
things?
I have to be perfectly honest with you because I it's gonna win simply because I think we probably had the same type of reaction. Like, what are our eyes watching right now? And that is gonna be X Files. X Files,
Yeah.
man, the Sculder and Mully. Like there was a moment, and I'm just like, what are we doing right now?
What is
So
this?
yes, yes, very excited for this.
Yeah, we're
Have
definitely gonna
thoughts
talk
about that
about that.
trailer too.
Yeah, me too. Cause and I'm gonna lean on you on that one because I we'll talk about it then. I don't want to pod before we pod. But that being said, speaking of the pod, if you like this podcast and you want to like it, you can simply like it. We're one follow away from 100. We're one single person away. That could be your auntie. That could be your mortal enemy. That could be Batman. If you know Batman, ask him to follow the channel just so we can cross that line. I just want to cross it. It's such a small little thing, but for us, it would mean the world. Subscribe to the channel so you're made aware when new content goes live. Comment, let us know how we're doing. Let us know your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We love to hear from you. Nerdiverse is a community, guys. That's why it's called the Nerdiverse. It's vast. Like, you ever tried to drive through Texas? It's like that,
Uh,
where you're just driving for like
I
7
mean, you're just like, damn, why are we still here?
why-
And did we get sucked into some sort of like vortex hole? Are we ever going to get out? I don't know. No.
I can't think of worse things to do at my time than drive through Texas, man. It's kind of the
Uh,
worst.
I mean, I would put that tied with Vegas, home from Vegas on Sunday morning to
Ooh,
LA.
that's kind of a nice drive, though. It's a
Eh,
scenic
not
drive.
not after you had a Saturday night in Vegas, it's not.
Well,
It is
it
a
depends on how
long,
that
long
Sunday
drive.
night, that Sunday morning depends on that Saturday night. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
That could be a rough. You may not even be driving. You may be Amtrakking it back to the house, man.
Bus is
Depends.
like you're driving. I'm like, oh no.
I don't want to drive. I can barely think right now, sir. You don't want me behind the
Bro,
wheel.
bro, terrible idea, but luckily it's straight.
It's literally a straight line. That's kind of like, I know we're about to pod, but so is Texas, man. You just stay on the 40 and you just kind of drive until you see green. You know what I mean? Drive until you see green. If you don't see green yet, you're not out of Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
And
stop.
then you can start getting into that Houston area. The green starts to appear a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Oh,
God,
I
that's an
don't.
excruciating drive.
Shout out to all our Texas followers because
Shout out to
I'm not
Texas
throwing
though.
shade. It's just
I,
hot as hell there.
it's just
You know what
hot
I
and it's
mean?
long, bro. Y'all
They
know.
all know.
I got people in Frisco. We got people in Galveston, bro. We got people in
San
San
Antonio.
Antone. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna geek check you real quick. Is that okay, my brother?
Ooh.
You ready
All
for a
right.
real quick geek check?
All
I'm
right.
gonna say something. I need you to finish it on the channel. If not, it's no hate. But if you do, hey. So I'm gonna say this: the stars at night are big and bright.
I should know this, but I don't. I'm not.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, you
That's okay.
know.
Now
I
you know.
I got
Now you know.
friends in Texas. I'm not in Texas. I'm in Wisconsin.
I'm in Wisconsin. No, I just say yeah, I needed to show the super deep. See, Toots knows deep in the heart of Texas. Toots is here.
Damn.
What's going on, Toots? Yeah, I just don't want people
No.
thinking like I hate Texas. Nah, Texas just is long, man. Texas got
King of the
barbecue
Hill.
and King of the Hill and propane accessories, dog. I mess with Texas heavy, dog. It's just Texas is one of those spots where when you
Hot.
get where you need to go, just stay there. You're good. You did
Yeah,
it.
dude.
You know,
119 freaking degrees. I'm good, man. I'm good.
easy humidity. Our
Fair
number
skin.
fair skin. I'm not soaking in melanin, dog. I'm not soaking in the sun, dog. I burn like freaking Two-Face, dog. I don't. You don't want my
Uh,
black ass in Texas, dog. I'll come out looking like I look like a rotisserie. You ever had a KC masterpiece Lay's chip,
e-
dog? I look like a
oh
damn KC
yeah.
masterpiece,
Oh
dog.
yeah. Yeah, they're not
Yeah,
the best chip, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, that's Mike G. When he's in the sun for longer than 30 seconds, I just turn into a potato chip, dog. It's not beautiful, dog. But speaking of things that are beautiful, we have to ask the immortal question before we start this evening. Wash, how was your week?
Uh Good week, solid week, I suppose. Like we're still dealing with,
The
things.
life?
So
Yeah.
it's hard to gather myself a solid 2 hours to watch the very massively growing watch list that I have now that I have Amazon Prime
The
back. Because
wash
they just went.
list.
it- Oh, I didn't even call it that, but I like it. Why I said watch, I was just lazy, but I like
Yeah.
it. Watch list, yeah,
Wash list.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck
Next
with
week.
him.
Uh,
Next week.
I have been watching some sitcoms as I
Okay.
was doing, and one I did not know what it was, but you know me, I'm always down for some animation. I'm always down for a little bit of adult animation, which leads me to something that we've never spoken about, at least on stream or in
Mhm.
person, I don't believe. Are you a Rick and Morty fan?
Ah, early Rick and Morty, bro. Like,
Early.
like Szechuan sauce levels of Rick and Morty,
Okay. I
like
know what you're
those
talking about.
days.
Yeah.
But I messed with it. I thought it was hilarious. I love the science fiction of it. It's just once it started getting too big for his britches, I kind of fell off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and I mean, they're on like season 12 now or
Yeah,
some
crazy like
nonsense.
that.
They've been going for forever. So shout out to Rick and Morty. But I myself, I've only seen, let's say, call it 15 episodes across the entire timeline. But it's one of those shows everybody's like, dude, you got to watch it. You got to
It's super
watch it.
good.
You specifically, Brian, would love Rick and Morty. And it's like, okay, I'll get around to it. But that being said, I did not know they were tied together. Rick and Morty is brilliant. There's a shout
Yep.
out.
Yep.
I watched President Carter, which I guess is a
Oh yeah.
spin-off of Rick and Morty. And I did not know that, but they told me in the middle of the episode, so that was awesome. And I'm gonna say, yeah, there's some yucks in there. I kind of like what they did. It's kind of weird. It's essentially like action hero Barack Obama versus
Yeah.
mutant aliens with cyborgs and like aliens and
I
a
have
very yeah uh, like you hear the premise, you're like, oh, well, that's interesting. And yeah, it really was interesting. There are some yucks, there's also some ick. I didn't need to hear that. We're
huh?
good, but I
You take the
adult
good, you take the
animation,
bad,
that's what you're gonna
then
get.
you get the facts of life.
Brooklyn 99. I did not watch Brooklyn 99. I did not like the necessarily humor behind it. I don't know. It just didn't. It wasn't snappy enough for me. And that dude, I'm not a big fan. What's his name? Adam?
I got a boat. That dude.
No,
It's
no.
it's my D in the box guy.
I'm not gonna remember his name, so
And
I'll get to it at
Andy
another
Sudeikis
time.
star. No, no, no.
Not Andy Sudeikis.
Andy Samberg. There we go. Two times.
Yes, there
Andy
you go. Yeah,
Samberg. Yeah.
you know,
It's my D
not
in
my
the box.
fave. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So President Carter, you know, I'm going to put it currently under season 2 of King of the Hill.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if that says something, King of the Hill is great. The second
I need
season
to
is
get into it,
fantastic,
man.
but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna I'm not here to talk about that show specifically. I want to bring up President Carter. The second show I'm gonna shout out, damn it, I kind of thought I'd fall off, but I didn't. Stewart Saves the Universe. You know what?
Really? It's keeping
They
you?
have some sort of look. Is it? It's the concept that's keeping me around. It's a unique
That'll do it.
concept
Yeah.
in a 23-minute format, which you don't see. You don't see sliders in 23 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not even the biggest Bang Theory fan, so the characters that they're spinning off, Stewart and his gang, the comic book crew, I only know them thus far. Like, I don't have that type of relationship with those characters. So
Mhm.
for me, the writing, is it funny?
That's a question. Is it funny?
Maybe. Nah, there's a chuckle. There's more yucks in President Carter than there's yucks in this, but the concept is such a sliders concept that they're doing so well in 23 minutes on what I'm assuming is a shoestring budget, because they say it's a shoestring budget. Oh, and I
Mhm.
was listening to one of the actors. They shot it in 8 days, the entire
That sounds
season.
about right. Yeah, that sounds about
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
shoestring
good.
budget, man.
Yeah.
Like it was like a passion project apparently. So at this stage, I am going to fully shout out this show. Go watch this show. Give
Okay.
it a chance. I'm not a Big Bang Theory guy. First couple of seasons were cool, but this is super unique in concept, and I appreciate the effort that they're putting in on it.
Yeah. Do they narf for the Garthak? Do they narfle the Garthak?
I don't. That's not
To say
helping.
yes or no.
Yes.
All right, then I'm watching it, Doug. It's easy peasy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't speak that language. Are we
No,
talking about Thundercats?
no, no. It's just It's one of those if would you eat the moon if it was made of ribs type questions. You just roll with it. You know what I
It
mean?
is one of those shows that I would not normally watch, and I love to have a couple of those each year where I'm just kind of like, you know what? I was
Surprises,
never
yeah.
going to watch this, and it just so happened that I turned it on that weird Sunday afternoon, and I was like, this isn't bad. So that's why it deserves its props. Number three, and then I will probably lead into you, X-Men.
What did you think of the last episode?
I hated it. Hate is a strong
Really?
word. Hate is
Hate
a
is a
strong
strong
word.
word.
And I don't mean that, but as a first reaction halfway through, I'm like, this is not what it needs to be.
We talked
To
about that
be
last week. Like the stakes need to start to ramp up and we need to start getting serious. That was a very unserious episode. you know,
to
I
to
loved it,
to
but I get it. I get the hate, Doug.
to be one episode away and to have had that be the prelude to this next 23 minutes or 34 minutes, pardon me, I'm kind of like, that was a miss. In fact, I'm going to put that as probably the weakest episode since that Wolverine episode. And
Yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
shouting out. Halfway through there, I started to realize what was bothering me about this show compared to the season one. And we
Okay.
talked about this last week as like a complete vision. I am literally feel like I'm watching like four different Marvel shows
Okay. Expound.
in season two. So you have what just happened with Apocalypse, which is its own thing. It came out of left field. And if you're a comic book nerd, cool, and you guys are in the know, cool. I am not that guy, so I don't necessarily know. So, looking at that whole section, that's one thing, right? And then you look at the first part, right, when we're talking apocalypse and his girlfriend comes out of nowhere. That's number two. And that's just in this episode. We're talking two different shows. And then you have the X Factor, no, X Force
X Force.
versus the X Men, that whole conflict combat. That's three. Then you have Cable along with Cyclops and Jean, which is its own unique thing. That's four. And the damn thing's 34 minutes, man. And you're trying
Yes.
to wrap it up. Like, and that was just in this episode. So I've
Yeah.
been feeling that for the last three or four episodes. And, is it still good? Yes. Is it as good as season one? Not necessarily. And how do we get this last episode and wrap it all up? I have no idea. In fact, I'm kind of just expecting, honestly, I'm just kind of expecting, it's just going to go off like, and we're going to have battles. Magneto may come back. Yeah, X-Men.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that's going to be it.
it's I
And I don't know
am
if that's what it needed. I just don't know if that's what it needed, if that's what it comes to. So, Mike, how was your week, sir?
how was my week? I watched X-Men as well. This is always a good segue, right? Um I see what you mean, bro. They have a lot to say and very little time to say it, right? There's a lot of loose ends. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed in this last 28 minutes of showtime. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of plot threads that one need to be resolved and two need to lead into the next season because they've already greenlit this thing for like another 7 seasons or something. So it's a lot to cover in 30 minutes. It kind of brings me back to why are these episodes 30 minutes? Like, I mean, nothing's hand drawn anymore, guys. There aren't people aren't slaving away at Disney, making Cinderella in 1929. This is all done by digital, you know what I'm saying? And there is work, there's hard work put into that. Trust me, I understand it, but it's not as labor intensive as it was back when they were making The Lion King, bro. You know what I'm saying? So why do these episodes have to be 30 minutes? Make us wait if that's the case. I would have waited a whole nother year for X-Men to come back if they were 30-minute, if they were an hour episodes. And this storyline needs to breathe. And it's just, and I will agree with you that there hasn't been any time to breathe.
I would say that, and this may be drastic, but just to make my point, I would have preferred to see old young Apocalypse as like a season two, and then season three, let's go ahead and do future, right? And then season four, we come on back. If you're
That's a
gonna do
lot
the
of
24,
apocalypse.
dude, it is a lot. But you're
Yeah,
look, you know who Apocalypse is. I know who Apocalypse is, but they literally just killed the dude and not without much explanation, and you're looking at Apocalypse, and it's like that was a lot of buildup to give us a skeleton without any words behind it one season away. So yeah, we'll find out Apocalypse we saw,
it
and
was
I'm
all
not
part
going
of
to
his
spoil
plan
it,
all
but
along.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but come on, come on.
uh, yeah.
It doesn't feel, it doesn't feel lazy. It feels incomplete.
That's what
That's where I'll say.
that's what I'm trying to say. I guess it's good. I enjoy it for what it is. Uh, it's easy to fill in the blanks where you're a big fat nerd and you kind of just know what's kind of cooking, and they have an idea of what's going on. But it to someone from the outside looking in, it's just like, wait, the big bad is already dead. I know that's supposed to be the shock of the episode, but it kind of just feels empty because it's like obviously he's not dead. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's a red herring. You know what I'm saying? So uh it's doesn't there's no weight behind it because he's been so unstoppable the entire season. It's like, all right, man, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Superman died. Okay, you know, give it four to
Okay.
5 weeks. Give it,
Right, right.
you got it, dog. So I'm enjoying X-Men. I don't know. This is the last season. I'm probably gonna watch of it because Big Bo is out of effect, Doug, and I don't trust Disney to handle this with the care, at least that he tried to. Guy, never meet your heroes, but I think season 3 is going to tell a lot about where Disney is in their creative bank. You know what I mean? Um, so speaking of creative banks in Disney, I guess I'll talk about this now and just get it out the way. I saw the Spoderman brand new day.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, sir. I saw that film. Needless. He's getting it. You got him like 3 times, Doug. Uh I've been any questions before I jump in?
oh, I have a ton of
Yeah,
questions.
hit me.
Like,
That'll help
so
me
if it,
think through my talk points.
excellent.
Yeah.
We're gonna deal with the more technical part first. What's
And
the
spoiler
runtime on this thing?
like shit, like 2 hours. 2
2 hours,
hours, something like that. Two and some change. It felt
two
maybe
and
two
some
and a half,
change, or 2:30.
maybe like max 2:30. I don't remember it. I couldn't feel it. It was that good.
Okay.
I couldn't feel it. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm already out of here. You know what I mean? Tu's just asking, do you plan on seeing the Spoder Man or are you gonna wait?
No, I will be waiting as I have not seen any of the
We've been
Spider-Man. But
waiting.
the the hype of the hype of this is beyond. People are losing their minds about this. So,
100%.
you answered it already. You said you enjoyed it. That's question number two. You enjoyed it? Question
Yeah,
mark?
man. Yeah, man. No question mark. No pause. I definitely enjoyed it. It
Because we
hit.
had questions.
We definitely had questions, and some of those questions were answered. And I have to eat crow on some stuff about this movie that I was dead set was not happening, and it actually happened. So
Ah,
I won't go into that in too much detail because I don't want to spoil people who haven't seen it yet. But let's just say one of my podcast titles was absolutely incorrect, So I have to eat a little crow on that. I was pleasantly surprised because
ah.
what people were assuming it was way too fantastical to be real. You know what I mean? He dies, yes, but he does technically die, you know. But they killed Spider
Spider-Man
Man.
dies. Oh man, I
Yeah,
can't believe it.
the little spider symbol is like solidarity. The movie's great. It's some of the best action choreography I've seen in Marvel in a very, very, very,
Ooh,
very, very long time.
Shang-Chi.
Yes, it's the same team that did Shang-Chi, did this
Excellent.
movie, and it feels
Shang-Chi was
good,
excellent if
bro.
you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen Shang-Chi, do yourself a favor. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Just watch Shang-Chi for what it is. It's like top 5 Marvel movie to me.
Good,
You know what I
great
mean?
movie.
Um the plot was it could have went farther. I wanted to push it. They didn't push it, but that's okay, I guess. You can't win them all.
Now,
Yeah.
this is it before Doomsday, correct?
Yeah, Doomsday is in December,
So,
man.
so did Marvel leave you amped for Doomsday, like with what they set up in the New Day, or is it like, yeah, Doomsday's in December?
It's you know what? It's Doomsday's in December in the best way possible. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
What Spider-Man sets up is beyond Doomsday. What
oh,
Spider-Man
brand
sets
new day.
up, it's a brand new day. This almost should have come out after Doomsday. You know what I'm saying? Like what this sets up is so fantastical that I was thinking about it for like a week after. Like, there's no way they're
Damn,
just doing that. Like they lay some groundwork that's like light years away. It's like if you saw Baby
damn,
Ahsoka in A New Hope type stuff.
damn,
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this here? like, but this is what we're doing. Uh,
damn.
I
Maybe
I'd
I need to
say
go see it.
yeah, I'd say it's right up there with Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite Spider-Man content of all time. Um, it's you know what it is, Wash? It's just a good ass Spider-Man movie. And we haven't
Hey,
had that
that's
in
all you need.
so long. Like, we haven't just had a
That's all you
good ass movie from them. It has to tie into things, and things gotta be this, and things gotta be that. And it's like, can we just get a good movie that's enjoyable and has a beginning, middle, and end, and sets can be his own solo thing, but sets, things for the future, and it's like, yeah, just sometimes you just want a good movie. Um, if the story leads to where we are all thinking, "I can't effing wait." Yeah, man. Um it took me by surprise what they were d what half of that movie became, because it stopped being a Spider-Man movie, like, halfway through. It became something completely different. I'm trying not my hardest
Interesting.
not to spoil it, but it's so effing good, and, the auxiliary I call them the Marvel chaperones. The Marvel chaperones weren't so bad in this one. Um, I hate the Marvel chaperones. You know what I mean? Like, the Iron Mans, the Doctor
Yeah,
Stranges.
yeah.
Um, Frank Castle
The
wasn't that
elders.
the elders to keep an eye on him, to keep the agreement between Sony and Disney malleable. You know what I mean? They weren't that bad. Um, could they have not could they've been easily swapped out for other Spider-Man adjacent characters? It almost feels like they were. Like, oh, this person used to be the lizard. Oh, this person used to be this character in Spider-Man lore. Oh, this person really could have been this person. And I'm like, oh, okay, they got Marvel injected some Marvel in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is a little too
Excellent.
Spider-Man-y, you know? Let's get some
That's what
Marvel
we're
going.
here for, though. I
Yeah.
mean, s- there are a lot of Spider-Man properties. When you think about the last 10 years, there are a ginormous that when you include the animated films, Miles Morales, all the games,
Please.
like the content is ridiculous. So it's kind of a high bar to live up to. And the fact that you're here excited about it, makes me excited about it. And I was not excited about it at all, except for the Hulk. Ah, Hulk. Did we get to see Savage Hulk do Savage Hulk?
Yeah. I'll spoil that.
Yeah.
Savage Hulk is back, baby. Savage Hulk is back, and
Yeah.
he's better than ever, man. He's better than ever. The whole
Yeah.
scene is
That's hopeful.
it's one of the most unnecessary scene in the whole movie, but absolutely necessary because it's the damn Hulk. And Hulk is up there in regards to popularity, with Spider-Man, with the X-Men. The Hulk used to be very popular in the 90s. So people came out just for him. The animated Spider Verse is beautiful. Yeah, Into the Spider Verse, Across the Spider Verse, Miles Morales. Honestly, I would prefer they keep him animated, but you know what I'm saying. Live action doesn't
Yeah,
always make things
he's
better.
Kevin.
Wash knows.
No, it doesn't.
Any other questions about Spider Man before I move on to my last thing I want to talk about?
No, I think you summed it up. I'm way more excited than I was. That's for sure.
I
Way more.
It's coming out in IMAX. I'm gonna go see it again at some point in IMAX. I need to see it again on on the super big screen. I want to see it again, and maybe I'll see it again after that. Once again,
Billion
a bit
dollars.
$1 billion. It's already hitting it. I'm really big on action choreography right now. Like that's the effort. Like you can have super laser beams and people jumping around and on wire fu. Show me that you hired the Wing brothers from China to come through and really put in some work on your set. Show me that practicality. That's what gives me hype. And there's one scene where Spider-Man fights the Hand. It's all in the trailers. It's so beautifully shot. It reminds me of a mix of Meals on Wheels with Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet Rodriguez in like
Damn.
in like a super deep cut, right? And like um um flying daggers hitting dragon. You know what I'm talking about? I mixed that up. Um
Oh yeah, yeah. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Thank you. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. I miss it. I miss decent choreography, like Captain
Yeah,
America, Winter Soldier levels of like choreography.
yeah.
Like you see the handwork, bro. Like we're going like it's so much more tactile. The only thing I want to talk about this evening is I watched the entire season 2 of Batman Cape Crusader
Oh,
on
there you go.
Amazon. I have thoughts about this. Man, it's Sage Man. What's going on, Sage Man? We got Sage Man in the cut coming through on Twitch. We're talking Batman right now. So if you love Batman, we're talking the Cape Crusader season 2. Um, I'm one of those guys who loves the more tactile Batman and not the spacefaring I can beat Darkseid by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
um prep time Batman. I love the
yeah.
grounded, like I'm a dude, and yeah, I know a lot of stuff and I know kung fu and I got $1 billion, but at the end of the day, I'm a dude, and I get jacked up. And it's like this show is like if Bruce Timm, who directed and pretty much made Batman the animated series, was like, do whatever you wanted to do back in the 90s, you can do now. Whatever you
Oh,
want to do,
well, I
but you
mean, it's a different tone. I mean, you can definitely bring a absolute different tone than you could in the
bro,
'90s, for sure.
there was some
But
stuff in this show that left my mouth agape, bro. Like
damn.
people getting murked in point blank with guns. Like RoboCop's level of violence is in this show, bro. And normally I would gawk at that because I'm older. I really am not really a violent guy, or like I don't love violence like I did when I was a kid. But seeing it, I was just going running around.
Firecrackers, yeah.
Firecrackers! I picked this wall. Mom, I got a bloody nose. This rules. But no, it's like it's so effing good, bro. Like the way it's set in like 1920s, like the Roaring 20s, Roaring 30s. So it's a different tone to everything. It's like Spider-Man noir, but animated. You know what I mean? So it's Batman and it's all tactile. So when Batman and Alfred communicate, they're communicating like on like the CB radios, like old school.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah, absolutely, 100%.
it's like so anti-technology that it's beautiful, man. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Every single villain is reworked to fit the era. And some of these reworks are so smart that I want to watch it again because they totally remix comp- villains that you've known and loved your whole life, and it's so well done.
And that is one of the things that caught my attention about season one, which I was almost through before all the nonsense wound up happening, and we are where we are. So I'm very excited to get back to finishing season one, as I only had, I want to say, like 2 episodes left to go. But it's such a smart show. Like, thought went into Caped Crusader of how to build characters that we know from the ground up that are completely flipped on their head. And for me, I was like, wow, that is not your everyday, Riddler. It's just not.
No.
And to bring that to fruition like Bruce Timm, and I didn't shout it out, but you know, last week, if you go back, I was watching a Batman show on HBO. I could have sworn it was a new Batman. No,
Yeah.
it was 1992,
Yep. The
the
Batman.
animated Batman. And you
Yeah.
know what? I continued to watch that nonsense because it's freaking awesome, right? And
Right.
so I'm like, damn, this is really good. And so when you look at that and then you look at Cape Crusader, like it's one of those situations where the Super Mario effect, where the people who do this, they
Care
love
so
Batman.
much.
They
Yeah.
know this universe, they know this world, and someone had a vision for this Batman. And unlike X-Men season 2, it feels complete when you're watching it. You don't feel, huh?
Yeah.
Why?
It feels like the best parts of Batman in the animated series, but just a tad bit more mature for my grown man
Yeah.
brain. They mention a character that made me drop my jaw as a comic book fan. I was like, there's no effing way they're talking about this character in this series right now. And I'm going to name drop it because if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. It's an episode that's dedicated to the cult of Barbados. You know who Barbados is?
I know the cow.
I know Barbados. Ain't that where Rihanna's from?
No,
Um,
no. I've seen the name
Barbados.
on the comic.
Barbados is an intergalactic bat god who pretty much ran all of DC Metal, which is like this multiversal event that was going on in DC
Yes.
Comics. And he was it's like and he was like infinitely powerful. I mean like
And they
like
shot that out
they
in
shot it
season
that out
two?
in this season. In this super grounded bang bang cops and robbers Batman, we're talking about a multiversal threat. That makes no sense in this context, but they're worshiping at the cult of Barbados. And I'm like, there's no way they just dropped this name. This is like some DC metal, the Batman who laughs stuff. And I'm like, why are we talking about this now? It was so hype, dude.
Yeah, and shout out Comics Explained because that's what I pretty much watched. I mean, a good chunk of that series. I watched every one of the episodes as it went through. Fantastic arc. So, stoked to hear that. That's awesome. I am very much looking forward to it. And in fact, when we talk about things that are must watch in the near future, I
That's
don't
one of
know
them.
how or when I'm going to do it, but I need to find quiet for Star Wars. There has to be quiet for Star Wars, right?
I
So
understand.
that is waiting. But yeah, Batman is high on the list. It's a one or two. Easy,
I will, I know
easy.
two said, man, I'm on season episode 3. Not gonna say anything else. Watch it. There's some turbo deep cuts in this series. Uh the voice actors kind of grew on me because I'm so used to Mark Hamill, so used to rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Conroy. I was
You
like
know,
Peter Conroy.
Peter Conroy. But it is what it is in that front, and it's its own thing. So this isn't a sequel
Yeah.
to Batman the animated series; it's its own thing. So I that's my biggest highest recommend. Like even Spider-Man, like I don't need to recommend Spider-Man Brand New Day to you. If you're interested in seeing it, you're gonna see it. It's just one of those blockbuster movies. But Batman Cape Crusader may fly under your radar. And it's so good and it's
Yeah.
so Batman. And I highly recommend it. Crimson Desert sucks, and I will continue to play it until further notice. Um, I want to talk about something really quick before we jump into
I-
the
Isn't Marvel Token coming out
that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I
Tuesday?
wanted.
Okay.
It's out. It came out
Did
like
it come out or
yesterday.
is it out?
It's out.
Okay,
It's super
fantastic.
out. I had a crisis of conscience about this game, right? Because I'm currently very down on video games. Like the video game industry should not be rewarded anything right now. We're going to talk about that in our topics, for Christ's sake. Like they're doing the worst anti-consumer garbage ever, but it's a Marvel fighting. It's such a weird thing, right? It's like
Dude,
you
I don't think you can get down on like Look, gaming is giving you something good. You might as well take
Just
advantage
take
of
it.
the
Yeah.
little string that they're
Of-
giving you, right? You
Yeah.
bit Crimson Desert and it's like a mouthful of sand that you keep going back
A
to,
bit into the
quite
apple, and there
literally.
were death worms inside. You know, like what?
Like, go play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You will have just as grand of adventure, more focused, more enjoyable, and you like Romans. It's Greek mythology. You'll love it. So go play that instead. Much better time, in my opinion. That
Yeah.
said, like, no, man, like get yourself some Marvel. It looks fantastic.
Oh, bro, there was a match between Maximilian dude and Domo that was like some E3, like Evo levels of like competition. And it was
Yeah.
like, I cannot not play this game, dude.
Already?
Already, Cats
Already?
is on it.
Now,
Cats is on it,
it's been about
bro.
30
Like
hours.
30 hours. These dudes were no life in the hell out of this game, bro. Like already. Like people are already doing Green Goblin combos where he's jumping off the glider and scooping you, and then the glider comes and does an upper scoop, and then the
That's
scoop turns into. I'm like, man,
amazing.
chill out, bro. Chill
I
out,
saw all
bro.
the videos in my feed start to pop up, and I'm like, is this out this week or is it
It
out next
begins,
week?
dude. It
So no,
begins.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like
60,
yeah,
75,
60. I think it's like 60.
yeah,
Unless you go
60.
all out, but you know I have to go all out because they have like the customizable suits, and
Of
they'd
course you
have
do.
like the classic Iron Man armor like
Do
skin
you
and the
have
class.
any Street Fighter 1/6?
I have one. I have a Ken Masters, and he's put away because he's so old. It's like one of the very first. I bought I that one. I bought that when we were back at the company that shall not be named.
Okay,
It's that old, and it just doesn't fit
okay.
anywhere. But it's my boy Ken. So, and that's you remember those Square Enix sales that would go on downstairs at the spot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
That
that's just where you.
yeah, I would go down there in a little bag, and all right, boss, I'm taking a 2 hour break. I don't care, fire me. I'm going downstairs and buying toys. You can kiss my ass. He's like, all right, all right. Oh, those are the best days. You mean the Square Enix? You mean it's going on now? All right, I'm taking my break. I'm taking my break right now. I'm getting off the phones. Fire me if you want. Viacom deals. I'll be
It
back in a
would
minute.
be a highlight of that experience again, that's for sure.
The only thing I can smile about when that whole effing Satan spawn of a place. You ready to talk about some news, man?
Let's do it. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, everybody who's here today. Thank you, Sage Man, for coming through and hanging out with us. This is a live show. So if you want to jump in the chat and say hi, say what's up. We're not gonna bite you. Hi. We may nibble, nibble, nibble a little bit. We're not gonna bite you. Hi. No, we're not gonna get you. I'm drunken too much energy today.
Oh, you on the Red Bull. Nice.
Yeah, I gotta
Better
wake
than the
up.
monster.
Better
Monster will
than a
kill you.
monster. Monster is a freaking heart attack machine. Speaking of things that probably been on a respirator for the last 40, 50 years, apparently we're getting a
FYI,
Jetsons
I've
movie.
had 3 5 hours today, so I'm not judging.
Man, you're built like a damn. This dude watch runs on like. How are you even still in this plane of existence, bro? Haven't you vibrated
Go,
through
go,
like
let's go. Me and Flash
clean,
are the boys.
yeah, clean energy, Doug? You know what I'm saying? Uh, Jim Carrey is apparently helming a live action Jetsons movie that I think has been trying to get off the ground since like the 90s, bro. Like when the whole Flintstones movie with John Goodman and Rick Moranis, and that was a big thing. Apparently, they've been trying to get a script off the ground since then. And we're just kind of now hearing whispers of Jim wanting to revise this. Wash, my question to you is who is this for? Because I don't even think this is for me.
Oh, I think this is absolutely for us. Who else is this for?
Like my
No one.
dad,
Like
Mike Prime, you know?
I am a little older than you, but I'm not that much older, man. I was a Jetsons Flintstones guy.
Yeah, I
That
mean, yeah.
Top Cat Heathcliff,
Heathcliff,
that
bro.
bro, Top Cat's my cat. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, I love the freaking Jetsons, and when we thought about the future, it's Star Trek and the Jetsons, and we're
Mhm.
not to the Jetsons yet.
We
I
never
would
will
like
be,
to say
dog.
we're close. I don't think we're gonna be able to get our crap together to get to the
I,
Jetsons.
that's
It's
where I'm at.
it's way too kind of an efficient society that they're living in there. That said, when this news dropped, I said I will absolutely watch this. And as you know, I do not watch kids' movies by unless it comes up on Random Select, which is coming back. Tune into our last episodes. But unless I am forced to, I am not watching a kids movie. So, live action Jim Carrey Jetsons, I'm in. I'm very glad they said Jim Carrey and not Nicolas Cage. You could have went
Yeah,
either way, you know what I mean? And so I'm glad they went with Jim Carrey. I think he's going to do a fantastic job in the role. I can't wait to see what the rest of the cast looks like. I want to see what the here's the problem.
yeah,
Here's the problem. Are they gonna be able to do live action Jetsons and make it
sure,
good?
sure,
Sure. Okay.
sure. Why not? I mean,
There you have it, folks. Jetsons.
if
I'm
we
done.
could do a live action Barbie and it win Oscars, we could do anything.
Valid.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jim is one of those actors that he can kind of just do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? Whatever direction they want to go with this, Jim could do. He's almost like Eminem. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we don't bother him
Fantastic.
because when he wants to wake up and win an Oscar, he can just wake up and win an Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Truman Show is one of my absolute favorite movies. I'm not going to say it's a top 10, but I've watched that movie so many times. He does a fantastic job. And with something like this, I was like, yeah, they could even make it weird if they wanted to, right? They could do like something weird with it because it's Jim Carrey and he's just that damn talented. Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man. No worries. If they really want to do like what's that one movie where it's like spotless of a spotless mind?
Spotless Turner, the Eternal Mind. Yep.
Yeah, if they just really want to go like Barbie, and Barbie was so good too. Yeah, Barbie was crazy. But
I
Barbie
didn't
didn't
see
need
it.
to be that good. Is that Barbie was just like, we're talking about stuff in this Barbie movie that is like, if they want to go that route, I could see it. If they want to go more of the Sonic the Hedgehog kind of like fun kids thing, I can see that too. But Jim is kind of old,
I'm
man.
Jim is kind of old, and that's another reason why I think it's old. It's good and it's for us is because they're casting like a George who's an older guy, not a young guy. And I'm really hoping that we finally who's Spacely Sprocket. Come on, if there's one actor who's Spacely Sprocket, who is it?
It's the guy who played James Jonah Jameson, Doug. It's freaking Whiplash.
No.
Who
Danny
Danny DeVito?
DeVito
Danny
is
DeVito?
Danny DeVito. Yeah, I want to see Danny DeVito as
Fair
Spacely
enough.
Sprocket. I
Yeah,
want to
okay.
see Jim Carrey as George, and I say let's roll with it, man. Let's do it, and I'm here for it. I'm super excited. It came out of left field, and to your earlier like film history fact, you are absolutely correct. This film has been trying to get off the ground for decades.
Decades. Yeah. So I want to see what that script is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the golden nugget of scripts? I want to see who plays Jane. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who's
it's gonna be a
making this?
who's making this? I think it's gonna be like a Amazon thing. No, it's gonna be in theaters. I think they want it to be in theaters. Um,
Warner Brothers.
I mean, Warner Brothers is kind of shit in the bed right now, so it could be anything, bro. We don't know what Warner Brothers is gonna look like in 2027. Man, we don't know what Warner Brothers is gonna look like. What at what 10 o'clock tonight? We don't know what Warner Brothers is gonna look like then. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I am hyped for this because Jetsons, man. Jetsons meet the Flintstones, all that fun stuff. You know,
I could still sit down and watch Justin's cartoons today. Like I'd have no
"Hey,
issues.
stop this crazy thing.
Like especially now as an adult, understanding just getting yelled at by your boss at a meaningless freaking job, right? And you're just like, my God, this is terrible, bro. It's like George, I get it, man. I get it. He's like, I love my family, I make decent money, but my God, this place sucks. Okay,
Man,
boss, let's get it
all right,
done.
George really, all those blue collar. Was George white collar or blue collar, dude? Was George Jetson? I think he was blue collar because that job kind of sucked, dude.
I'm gonna say blue collar, much
Like
like
future version, like
Fred.
Fred Flintstone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He was an everyday man. Yeah,
he was an everyday
blue
man. He
collar. They
wasn't
just
rich,
lived in the
bro.
future.
It just
No, it just lived
yeah,
in the future.
he only had one robot though. He only had Rosie, bro.
And she wasn't the best version. Like they did an
Nah,
episode like that. There's better
yeah,
versions of Rosie. It's like,
yeah, man.
no, but Rosie's Rosie.
Rosie just ran on Sora, dog. In the future, she was still running on Sora. So
That'd be funny if
not
Rosie's
the
like Siri now, and it's
yeah.
like,
She's like
damn.
AI, bro. She can't really pull things together. You know, Rosie, clean up this trash. Trash was invented in
Says Warner.
1941. Like, oh, I hate this, man. Uh,
It also says Warner Brothers right in the title.
Speaking of trash, dude, Warner Brothers boss says James Gunn is hyper focused on the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, after the Supergirl flop. Mind you, this is Zaslav, who is honestly one of the worst CEOs I've ever seen in my entire life. Like up there with like End of Times Ted Turner. You know what I mean? Like the End Days Ted
Right.
Turner. Like like Howard Hughes, Spruce Moose levels of like, why is this guy talking? He's
Makes
saying
money.
that it makes money. He's saying that Gunn is working 18-hour days, man. He's stressing out. And it's like sometimes you need to know when to shut the F up, right? We don't need to hear that. This is you know what? This is not for us. This is for the investors. This whole conversation is not even for the fans. It's for the people who are like looking at their money and like, I don't know. What are you thinking, Wash? I don't know.
There's nothing better than your boss saying that you're working 16 to 18-hour days in
That's not a
public to make
flex.
sure that the
That's not
job
a
is right.
flex.
Like, that is not what you're looking to hear from
Yeah.
your boss. And, he's an a-hole. My personal opinion, whatever. I don't care. That being said, I think that these comments I think James Gunn probably is working 16, 18
I believe
hours a
it.
day,
Yeah. I'm not
probably
gonna say he's not.
unnecessarily, but he's probably putting it in. He's one of those dudes. That said, his comments in regards to look, I have so little faith in this man or trust in anything that he says, does, or
Mm.
might happen unless, well, I'm canceling this project or we're firing this studio or we're selling this business. Him saying, well, we feel great about the DC universe should let everyone know they do not feel great about the DC universe because if they did, you don't have to say anything.
That's what I was just gonna say. When someone says, "Oh, this place is going great," guess what? The F it's not doing. It's going great because if it was really going great, you wouldn't have to say it's going great. Actually, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No.
Like that's the biggest red
And
flag.
did
It's
you
like,
see the numbers for Supergirl, man? Under
yeah,
Morbius? I like these
yeah.
numbers, and I haven't
I
seen it yet, but the numbers are so bad. People
I s-
in
I still don't
DC,
get it.
they got to be freaking out.
I don't get it. Like the movie, I saw the movie, I enjoyed it. Like what stopped it from being successful? I really don't get it. It couldn't have just been loud nerds because loud nerds are going to loud nerd no matter what. That's not going to stop the average theater goer
The
who,
marketing wasn't great. They didn't necessarily, it's not Superman, you know what I mean? So you do need to kind of explain what it is we're doing here. And even to this point, that's not something that they did very well in any of their trailers. Trailers are fun. It looks like a fun movie. I'm still super stoked to watch it and hoping it's coming out soon on Amazon or whatever it may be for free. That said, they didn't do the best job marketing that movie, and thus, Spider-Man: Brand New Day, $1 billion 6 weeks later.
I have a
Like,
question for you.
mhm.
How close to the actual launch date should they start heavily advertising a movie like this? 6 months out, 1 year out? I mean, like The when you starting to get the Carl's Jr. Supergirl combo meals levels of marketing. When does that start? Because I feel like movies nowadays start way too late in that, where people just don't know what's going on, and then by the time the marketing starts, everyone's already on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
I'm about to answer that question. I just need to look up when this comes out.
Because while you're looking that
Um,
up, like, because that's how
yep.
kind of how I feel about Doomsday. Like, why is the marketing not cooking yet for Doomsday? It comes out in December. I still don't know what that movie's about. We just got the first trailer. Like, why isn't the marketing kicked in yet? Like, is it a budgetary constraint? I don't get it.
Star Wars Starfighter, which we've heard a ton about. We've seen a ton of photos of, and we've listened to Ryan Gosling talk. Now, to be fair, um, what is it? The Star Wars Festival that is coming up in
Yeah,
a few weeks, right? That said, the fact that we don't have even the smallest teaser for this and it comes out May 28th, 2027 is a bit surprising to me.
that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
necessarily need a full trailer. I would expect a full trailer for that movie by the Super Bowl at the very freaking latest for May, which, let's call that, yeah, Halloween
Sorry.
pumpkin.
That's
So,
random pumpkin. Random pumpkin.
so let's call that, let's call that into February, February 28th. So,
Yeah.
I would want to see, especially in the way they make trailers now, the
Yeah.
final cut, the final trailer, the second. It's like you haven't given me anything to get excited about, but you want me to be excited. That said, Supergirl, they didn't give that much time. We got a Supergirl trailer
Remember when Marvel did those micro
December.
trailers? Like they were like 10 seconds each, and we were all just like, what the hell is this? It just made us more mad than interested. It's like those stupid micro trailers that they were launching across the world. It's like this is
The
the
only
worst
thing you
marketing
can
I've ever
do,
seen.
and as a marketing person, like the only thing you can do besides not market your product, right? The only thing you could do is market it very, very poorly. Like that's the only second worst thing that you can do, and
It's
that's what
almost
Marvel did with
worse.
their 10
I'd
seconds.
rather have no
And
marketing than poor marketing,
tell
right?
me one of those trailers. They were 10 seconds. Can you tell me one?
There was the one where Captain America was holding the baby, but we don't know what baby, and the trailer's over and didn't tell us nothing.
And that's for Doomsday. That trailer
Yeah,
came out in when? Like January, I want to say we
January.
were
All
upset
those
about that
stupid
shit.
trailers came out like the beginning of the year, bro.
Had they just given us a teaser for Doomsday, it might have went over better. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed of this Supergirl flop. But back to this topic, I'm sure Superman sequel Man of Tomorrow will do 500 million, 600, because
It's
it's
not going to
Superman.
break a
You don't need
billion,
to, but you don't need to
but
explain. Superman died. No,
I don't
that's not
think.
what we're here for.
Okay,
You know what I
that's it.
mean?
I don't want to draw this out, but is a billion the success line for some of
I
these
would hope not.
projects?
That's
Because
a
that's a very
terrible, that's a terrible
unhealthy.
success.
That's an unhealthy success line, right?
Well, in the article, Zaslav
Because
said that they're not concerned about Supergirl's production because it's just a building block in their bigger universe. And it's like, okay, well, then why was that second?
oh, and how would you feel if you spent all this time, all this energy, all this effort hiring hundreds, if not thousands of people, getting real actors to star in real roles to be told that your film was a building block? Like, if I'm Jason
I
Momoa, how do I feel about that? If
well,
I'm Millie Alcock, how do I feel about that? That sucks. I don't want to hear that from my boss. Can you imagine if your whole division was like, yeah, man, operations over there, you know, we're not too worried about them. They're not really the money makers, but they're fine. They're keeping sales over here
well,
is what we're really worried about. It's like, F you, man.
that's what he said in regards to your Batman, Matt Reeves flick. And he's like, all right, we're sure Matt Reeves is working very hard on his film. And it's like,
Unplugged
2028?
controller. Unplugged controller, man.
Like, go play in the corner, man. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
hope it
like
works out.
Toots said, like Brian said earlier, it's Supergirl, not Superman. I understand there's levels to this, you know what I'm saying? But you
It
tell
shouldn't
that
have
to Guardians of
flopped.
the tell that to Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? Like tell that to freaking um shoot. Like it's they're few and far between. Like the ones that bat above their weight, you know what I mean? Like why did Guardians get a full trilogy and the Affleck stuff didn't? Like Batman Affleck's Batman never even got a movie of his own, but Guardians of the Galaxy gets a full trilogy.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's one of the best trilogies in the Marvel stable right now. So it's like I get like you can't really gauge success on the title, but sometimes if the movie's good enough and it gets enough word of mouth, like anybody could be Iron Man 1. You know what I mean? And like the success of word of mouth and it just being a good movie. You can launch ships with that. You know what I mean? But if your own management is like, yeah, you're a pebble you're a cobblestone on the road to success. It's like it almost forces me to work harder. Like F you guys, we're gonna be more than that.
I
And you
just
guys
wish
not
I knew that going in, because I'm sure no one on that project thought that going in.
no
So
they no nah, they thought they were making the best thing since sliced bread, bro. Speaking of interesting projects, man. Did you watch this trailer for Prime Time
yeah, I didn't
with
want to
Robert
watch the
Pattinson?
trailer when I was going through my podcast prep, as I like to call it. I was like, I'm not watching this trailer, and then I look at the rundown. I'm like, damn it, I gotta watch this trailer.
Watch this
So,
trailer.
your thoughts, Mike?
I'll take it and hopefully I can steer this in a direction. So this is not very nerdiverse, right? This is not very comic books and video games and Toys R Us. No. This is about like one man's kind of like mission to cleanse the earth apparently, you know. And we were all around for the whole Catch a Predator um kind of wave that hit the world at that time. And while it wasn't a show that I really watched, I always understood it was like this generation's like unsolved mysteries, you know what I mean? Kind of like, yeah, there's this crazy stuff. He's Batman, it counts. He is Batman. Look at that. That's Bruce Wayne right there. It's just Bruce
Eh,
Wayne. But I know you don't like he's my
it's
bad.
a Bruce Wayne. It's a Bruce Wayne. I
Nah,
don't
it's
know if
Bruce.
it's the
Until they
Bruce
announce
Wayne,
another Bruce Wayne,
but
that's Bruce
okay.
Wayne. Fight me, bro. Until they
Okay.
announce the
We-
DCU
We've
Bruce
done
Wayne.
that. Go watch multiple episodes. Pick one, and we'll
Yeah,
probably be fighting about it.
I digress, Doug. This trailer gave me like the social network, almost like um the game vibes, like David Fincher kind of
Oh yeah.
vibes, where it's like this couldn't have been this serious back when this was filming, right? Like there's got to be a lot of like hyperbole in this trailer. It makes me want to research it more because it's like this trailer was getting heavy, bro. There was like SWAT was being called in the rain, and like there was a saw there. Did you see the saw face? There's like a
No,
saw
I didn't
face.
see the saw face. I
Did
missed the
Henson
saw
catch a
face.
saw? Did I miss that? Did he catch his jigsaw? Did he catch like I need to know more, man. I'm really fascinated by this trailer.
I am assuming that this is not a fictional work, right? I'm
No,
assuming
this
that
is
this
based
is
off
somewhat
true
based
events.
on true events that were happening behind the scenes. And just knowing what I know about like making TV, I can absolutely see one man having a vision for something and just making it happen, irregardless
Yeah.
of. And I'm assuming the moral lines. I'm not throwing stones, please. Like I get it, right? I
That's not
get
what
it.
this is. We're just
But
talking
right,
yeah.
right. But like, I can definitely see them like, putting this entire phase in an entirely new light based on, you know, we watched How to Catch a Predator, we watched the ABC stuff, right? But to watch this and then watch that, I'm assuming is going to give a different background to what was going on in some of the
Yeah.
episodes because right, wrong, and different, how like entrapment is a thing, right? I'm sure we're going to be skating along some of these lines based upon, because what why else are we watching a movie, right? Like if we're not watching a movie just to like what we watch How to Catch a
It's
Predator. Like, there's going to be some sort of moral television. You know
grayness
what it
that's going
you
on.
greatness
Yeah.
that you know what it took to get this thing made, and I don't know the stories, I don't know the background, I don't know the history. I just know the main show. I watched this trailer and I went, yeah, I kind of get it. I'm not going to watch it, but yeah.
I kind of have to. I'm so curious about like you said, that moral gray, right? It's like entrapment. That was a big problem with this show, that they were like, you're entrapping these people. It's like, but no, they're really horrible people. Like, we get that, but this is not the way to go about it. I'm gonna make an entire series based on not going about it the right way. Um, but is it the wrong way? It's really polarizing what people felt about this at the time. And to kind of bottle that in a 2-minute trailer was actually very brilliant trailer design, which I'm the first to be like, man, trailers aren't really that good. And we've had this argument where I'm like, man, they don't make good trailers anymore. Then you show me a good trailer, and I'm like, you know what, fair enough. And it's just, it has me compelled to like understand like the ramifications of what he was doing, and like him hiring a dude to play a child and put him in these dangerous situations. Like, is that real, dude? Like that's the stuff that's like it really compels me to learn more about the behind the scenes of this.
I'm assuming, but isn't there like, you look at Survivor or Big Brother? No, that show with the Beast, Mr. Beast, who that recently came out.
Yeah,
There's a
but
ton
yeah,
of allegations that's going on that set about how this show was just being made and created and how it was happening, and yet the show is still number one on Amazon for weeks. You know what I mean? So in Hollywood, unfortunately, there is always some weird nonsense going on. Whether those shows like pull to the top, for anybody's guess. But it, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you're in Hollywood and you have your vision and you are trying to get it made, Mike, as a creator, like you're going to do what you need to
whatever you
do to
need to
get
do.
this created and made. That's part
I
of the nature of that beast.
I will say, and I won't move on from this. Like, I hope we see both sides of that. I want to see like this is morally imprehensible what you're doing. I don't care. We're going on prime time. We're going to be big. What did he say? We're going to be bigger than Survivor. He's just screaming, "We're going to be bigger than Survivor," and it's like, yeah, but what is happening to make this what it is? Nobody wants to know how the cake is made, right? Everyone wants their
Right.
Big Mac, but they don't want to go to the they don't want to go to the
Right.
slaughterhouses. You know what I'm saying? So what
Right.
was really going on for this to even exist, like you said, and for this man's vision to be seen, and what corners were cut that may be a bit morally gray and maybe even legally gray to get these people on camera and catch them in the act of something horrible.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. But no, I guess I'd be curious just to see what the numbers are. Like out of all the predators he caught, like
Which
how
ones were
many
legit?
went to jail? You know what I
Oh,
mean? Or
I don't
what?
know. I
Or
wasn't on it
was
with
it
it.
freaking scripted? You know what I mean?
I was
It turned.
all
Oh well, that was
scripted.
a scripted show.
I
What?
don't
What?
know. It
I
sure
don't
didn't make it
know.
seem like
So
that. This has some Seven vibes, bro. Speaking of things that were absolutely scripted, um, so we haven't seen any GTA footage really. Mostly like screenshots, proof of concept. This is a proof of concept, and they finally, the word catch implies that they had alternative choices and chose the wrong one. You're not wrong, Toots. You're not wrong on that. Um, and that is such a crazy subject. So this is so exhausting, bro. Um, we've they finally teased that we're going to be getting some actual extended look at the most biggest event of the decade, which is Grand Theft Auto 6, right? Everyone's excited about this game. But they decided to lock the initial reveal behind a Netflix script subscription paywall. You have Netflix, You get to see it before everybody else. This is not going to be leaked. Trust me, we're the algorithm. We control all. This is not going to get leaked. And maybe the next day, you plebeians, you brokies can watch it. Is this brilliant marketing, or is this just the end of all this soul breaking just capitalism? Or is it both? I don't know how to feel about this.
First, I'm just going to say that it's 6 hours later that the general population will get to see what the
Brokies.
early Netflix subscribers
How dare you?
are going to watch ahead of us. So, you know, I look, I was like, GTA, are you this desperate? I guess Netflix came. Look,
No,
we heard this game
no, no,
cost what,
no, no,
300
no,
million to
no.
make?
Don't get it
No?
twisted. Grand Theft Auto didn't come to Netflix. Netflix came to Grand Theft
Right,
Auto.
right, right. It said, "Hey,
Don't get
here's
it
what I'm gonna
twisted.
do is I'm going to give you a bunch of money if you do this." And they were like, "Well, this game cost 300 million to make. We could recoup some money because you know, all right,
Hey,
let's do it." And so it became a partnership. I I guess I don't care. I don't care.
I,
Like, fine, whatever.
I,
What
it's like, how many Netflix subscriptions did they get just off of this trailer? Of people like, it can't be me not to see it. I'm gonna
And I
get
guess
Netflix.
that's why I'm like, I don't care because as a football fan, and football fans, you guys, there's Peacock, there's NFL, there's only games on NFL Plus, there's a game on CBS, there's a
Paramount
game on Amazon.
Plus.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you're locked out of your home game. So for me, if someone is like, well, I gotta go pay 9.99 to Netflix so that I can watch this 6 hours before anyone else. I mean, I guess it's your $10, man.
It is your $10, but it's like this sets a horrible precedent, right? What if the next Doomsday trailer has a 12-hour window, but it's only here on Disney Plus? Like, it sucks, but it's gonna make Disney Plus so much money for the people who are crazy and they're like, I'm just gonna get a subscription just to watch this. Oh, what's also on here? I'll keep my subscription.
And look, Lady Odin says it's a puddle of mud consumerism. This is
True.
where,
Yeah.
even as a sales and marketing guy, I got to put some blame on the consumer. Don't do this. Don't support this, and they won't do this ever again, right?
Bro.
In fact, cancel a couple of subscriptions and be like, yeah, I will watch it online for free in 6 hours, and they won't do it again. We are the one who's allowing them to eat their own head by doing this because, as you say, there's some people out there like, yeah, here's my $10. We see it on Snap all the time. Here, buy this card, pay this, get this gold that is just useless. Pay $100 for early access.
It's such a
Why?
hypocritical thing because it's like Sony just did the most anti-consumerist like
Big time.
of all time. Yet here I am excited to play as Ghost Rider and Green Goblin in Marvel Tokon, a Sony PlayStation exclusive. It's like it's hard to pick battles, right? It's like
It's hard.
where does the line draw for you as a consumer, right? Like if I haven't watched this trailer and I have Netflix. I don't care enough to be like, oh, I get to watch it before everybody else. Yeah. I don't give a shit. But it's like if I didn't have Netflix and I've played every Grand Theft Auto until 100% completion, would I be tempted to get Netflix just to watch this trailer before Mike G and Brian do? Like, I don't know, man. Like, how much do you care about this stuff? I guess.
I think it's a terrible pre-order, right? Like there are all types of good value pre-orders out there. Mike, you take advantage of them all the time. And it's like this is a terrible pre-order. $10 to watch a extended. We don't know what that means. Just extended
I'm curious to
GTA
watch it
trailer,
just to see
which
what was
could
actually
be
shown.
like 5 minutes, three of which we've already seen, and it's
What if it's
like
like 90
extended.
seconds? It's like 90 seconds. You just spent $10 for 90 seconds, you know?
what is that? What day is it? August 27th. I'm trying to think. Like yeah, I don't whatever. Don't support it, right? But I don't
Hey, if you don't,
care. If
but
you
I don't.
support it, you do it.
Hey, if you like it, I love it, man. I'm just saying, I can no
Correct.
longer throw stones in that glass house. Speaking of throwing, speaking of glass houses, dude, like I saw this and this is so effing crazy. So, BMW owners are mad because they're getting the new Spider-Man ad is being forced into their cars. Have you read about this? Where
Yep.
in their center console, when they boot up their brand new $70,000 vehicle, like I guess like a full trailer of Batman of Spider-Man brand new day is playing and you can't skip it. It's just you know what I mean? Like, is this invasive or is this
Yes.
marketing?
No, this is invasive marketing. That's what it is. And this is the type of crap that needs to stop, to Lady Oden's earlier point about freaking
Puddle of
consumerism. Like,
mud consumerism.
BMW doesn't need to do this. You charge $70,000 for your freaking vehicle on the low end, right? And it's like, you guys don't need to do this, but they took the money. They said, yeah, we'll take some money. Sure. So, I think that BMW owners should be irritated by this because they own that vehicle. That said, don't turn on the screen.
You can't not turn on the screen, dog. It's part of the
Well,
car.
yeah, dude. I mean, well, I guess
You
depending.
know,
All right,
it's the
fine.
center
You know,
console.
it's part of the car.
It's the
Yeah,
hub of your
it's part of
entire
the car.
vehicle.
Right.
This shit said when starting the car, drivers are greeted with a message saying that Spider-Man has dropped into your BMW, which is vaguely threatening and ominous message into itself. It's like, can you imagine if you're literally Aunt
Yeah.
May, you don't know none about none of this, man. You're just like a little grandma, and this masked creature just shows up on your fucking thing, look like a demon. You have a heart attack, man. Why is this happening every single time I turn on the car, dog? Like, and you take it back to the dealership. Spider-Man almost killed my grandma, dog. Like, can we not have this on the center console every time she starts the car? Sorry, it's a byproduct of a Sony and BMW. You know, you're just like Toot said, this is a Black Mirror ish. It's like, when does the market? It reminds me of that. It reminds me of that Futurama episode where they started beaming commercials in your dreams. You know what I mean? And they had to
Oh,
shut that company
yeah.
down. Where when you fell asleep, like car commercials would go on in your head. This is that levels of like invasiveness. I don't have to worry about brand new day when I'm on the freeway, bro, or about to start my workday. That would just piss me off, dog. Like,
And
okay, okay,
no, go
sorry.
on.
No, okay. Remember, you were the first one to tell me, like, Mike, why did I see a commercial in my trailers? You were the first one. That was
Yeah,
months ago. Like, you went to go see Mandalorian and Grogu, and you're like, Mike, why
yeah.
was there just like
Pharmaceutical commercials.
a pharmaceutical commercial in my trailers? And it's the worst, bro. It's so it ruins the film going experience when I'm sitting there getting ready with my popcorn and a damn Metamucil commercial comes on or something for like ass cream. And I'm like, what is happening, dude? Like, when does the marketing stop?
The
Ever?
marketing never stops, as you fully are very much aware. Marketing never stops, and
It
that
never
is a
stops,
problem,
bro.
folks. It's a completely different episode, and you know what? I can go for hours. That being said, the person who or team who came up with this as a marketing tactic probably this probably isn't the highlight. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a terrible marketing idea. Someone's like, "Oh yeah, it'd be cool if Spider-Man jumped in the cars," and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." It's one of those ideas that sounded good on paper, not kind of really sounded good on paper, but they went ahead and did anyway. So, yeah, sometimes there is bad marketing. Actually, a good chunk of the time, there's terrible, terrible marketing. Some on purpose, some an accident. I'm assuming this is an accident,
Toot
not
says, watch
malicious marketing.
Toot said watching the same commercials we see at home is escapism is going extinct. You know what I mean? Um, one thing I'll say about Disneyland is when it comes to the escapism, they don't play. When you're in the park, outside of your own cell phone, there's nothing that even kind of lingers of the outside world that could pull you out of your experience. You know what I mean? They literally carve out the backdrops of the lands to cut out any particular visual clutter. You can't see airplanes. It's a no-fly zone. You can't see built. You can't see Anaheim. You can't see the freeway. You're just in Disneyland. And I
Yeah.
think, and I think more companies need to have that kind of level of professionalism when it comes to their product. Like, can you imagine spending like 120K on a solid, like on a BMW? You finally made your money, dude. I'm here. I can buy a S class. I could buy a C class. And fucking Spider Man shows up, and you don't want him
Every
there
day.
every day, and then until the next movie rolls out, and then it's Doctor Doom. Every
Because
Doctor
it's
Doom
probably
hasn't.
not going to stop.
Doctor Doom has invaded your BMW. Like, I would just sell the car, bro. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do it, man. Take it. It's like,
No.
remember that Seinfeld episode where the musty dude, got in Seinfeld's car and he couldn't unmust the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
This is
Great
that.
episode.
I would take my BMW back if I had to. And I love Spider Man. He's back there, but I don't want him on my daily commute, bro. I need to separate from this stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. The only thing I want daily is Star Wars.
And X Files, baby. I want X Files daily, dog. Give me my. So I saw this pop up on IGN, right? And I got super excited. I was like, oh shit, is this the Ryan Coogler thing? Is this the trailer? Is this the Ryan Coogler reinvention of X? And I was like, what the hell is a Vonk Frankenstein? What is any of this, right? And I watched the trailer like, oh, this is a director's cut of the movie. Interesting. Wash, what were your initial reactions to seeing this exist? I was very perplexed by all of it.
This is one of the most original director cuts I've ever seen because I've seen this movie and this trailer does not, it looks like the movie for a hot second, and that's where my brain started to go. I was like, what the hell am I watching? Because it's like, are we just redoing the X-Files movie that we did? Okay, that's cool. And it's like, no, we're not redoing that. We're doing something else? Is this
With
new? Did
with
they
the
just
footage
make
that they
this?
have,
And honestly, I'm still in question. Like, I don't know. To me, Mike, this looks new. This looks like they woke up David Duchovny and Julian Anderson and said, "Here's money. We're going to do this again." And it's a director's cut. You can't tell me that this has been sitting in like a
a
locked
vault
film.
somewhere. Yeah.
No, this looks like a new story built on that movie's universe, and I
Skeleton.
am here for it. I'm all here for it. The trailer looked fan freaking tastic. My only complaint is that they gave just too much. This is one of those trailers you did not
You saw you pretty
have
much
to
saw
give
the
that
whole
much
movie.
on.
You pretty much saw the
Yeah,
whole movie in the trailer.
unfortunately.
They have to sell it, right? But this
Yeah.
reminds me, and you'll learn when Halloween comes around for our double feature. This very much has vibes of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, Raimi, we're giving you a little bit more money. What do you want to make? The same movie I just made, but better. I want to make it better and different, and we're gonna go bigger and harder. And it's like, this makes me feel like, guys, we have this leftover footage from X Files, and Chris Carter's on board to come back. We're gonna do some weird. I would not be surprised if they did some weird like death mask stuff on David and Jillian to even age them
Oh
maybe
yeah.
5, 10 years down so that they blend more with this movie, right? Like, because I've only seen I Want to Believe maybe like once, twice.
I think I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. It
Yeah,
wasn't this movie. In fact, I want to believe not not
not the strongest
not
outing. I wasn't
not
right.
great. You know
If
what
we're
I
being
mean? You were
honest, right?
fine, but it was like, yeah, it was all right. This looks awesome.
Awesome. This
Awesome.
looks. It looks captivating. It reminds me of like Silence of the Lambs almost. It's given like that kind of like almost like stalker vibes. Anything X Files, I'm just down, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
And
just day one.
especially in the UFO climate that we live in today, I
Yeah, they're
believe the
just real
Defense
now,
Department
apparently.
also just dropped
Yeah.
some more files today. So
Which
it's like the topic is hot, and I think that this is going to be a great movie. Disney August 14th. That's
August
7 days.
14th, next
I'm
week,
watching
next
it.
weekend.
I'm
I'm watching
watching it.
it.
That's for certain.
This is sure gonna be a Friday night, like a you know what I'm saying? Um, I was a big X-Files guy. This is one of the few shows that actually scared me as a kid. Like legit scared me. Now, before we move on, I have to ask you, what's your favorite X-Files episode?
Hard,
Just off the top
but
of your head.
off the top of my head, and I was just doing a rewatch. You know, my and I'm not gonna go with
You
the
know what? You
favorite
know, you know what?
episode.
You know what? You know what? Hold that. Hold that. MOTN top 10 X-Files episodes.
Yeah, we talked
Hold,
about that.
have we done that?
No, we talked about it.
Do you want to hold your
We
number
talked
one
about it.
and just do it up, make this a
I'm not
real
about
boy
to give you an
episode?
episode. Yeah, I'm not about to give you an episode. So we can make
Good.
it the episode, but I'm not about to give you that. What I'm about to give you is my best episode or my favorite episodes have to do with Scully and Mulder. And I don't like a lot of romance and so anything on screen where we have a lot of Scully and Mulder like debating, talking about the rational, scientific. Those are my favorite episodes. It's not necessarily the monsters of the week or the overarching UFO deal, but the characters. When we get into a lot of one-on-one stuff, when we get
Yeah.
into the Cigarette Man and David Duchovny later in seasons 5 and 6, those just
Six.
it's captivating acting. That's what it is. It's just fantastic acting that's happening on screen. So that's where I'm going to go with that answer.
Oh man, you just kind of
And
hit
that's one
it
of the
for
reasons that those two can't. That's why they can't break them up. That's how come That's how come we have questions because it's like you're
they've
doing what now? No, man. This is a pair. They go
they're like
together.
they really are one of the more iconic acting duos since like like long since like freaking
I
like
was like
who's
Lucy and
Lucy and
Desi
Desi
Arnaz is like
Arnaz,
the first thing that came to mind. It's like that's
right?
old, bro.
Like like cat or no so and so meets Frankenstein. You know what I'm talking about? Like not Cagney and Lacey. Cagney and Lacey's a TV show. But yeah, they're just like
Good partnership.
Um, but I won't get into it because I think this is a future episode. Top
Yeah.
10 X Files episodes. I think we've done it before, way back with Winter. Shout out Winter. He's having his second child this weekend, actually. So shout out Winter. You know what I mean? MOTN, Master of the Nerdiverse out there.
A future nerdiverse.
First, a future
A
nerd in
future.
the Nerdiverse.
Yes.
Let's get it, man. With that being said, we've reached the end of Masters of the Nerdiverse episode 174, Netflix or nothing. So at the end of this episode, at the end of all things of these four topics, which one did you find the most interesting talking about?
Um,
Drum roll, please.
the Jetsons. The Jetsons. The freaking Jetsons, man. I'm still stoked about the Jetsons. Yeah,
Really?
still stoked about the Jetsons. Yeah, still stoked about the Jetsons. Yeah,
Do you like the theory that the Jetsons actually take place in the past and the Flintstones take place in the future?
I think that that's a fantastic theory. I think that that's a great theory. The Jetsons meet the Flintstones is an all-time favorite. I remember when that happened, and it was such a big
Deal.
deal,
It was
man.
such a big deal.
Didn't the Transformers team up with GI Joe once or something like
In the
that? It
comics, like
also was a
those godlike
large
comics.
deal. It was like,
Yeah,
what?
those
And
those
so when that
yeah.
happened, I think just the nostalgia of the Jetsons. In fact, I would not be surprised if I watch a couple of Jetsons episodes this weekend. Just turn on Pluto, find Jetsons, and be like, yeah, I'll watch a
Hey,
couple.
watch. What if it's like Astro Boy's levels of good, bro? What if it's like
That's what I'm
Astro Boy
hoping.
levels?
That is exact. When I was talking about the live action and I like cut off, I was like, yes, but Astro Boy is so much better in animation, and so it makes me wonder if they can actually pull off what, it doesn't need to be a space age film, but it needs to be better than Total Recall with
Like,
Colin Farrell.
like I don't need it to be Mass Effect, right? Like, I don't want it to be
Right.
insane, you know?
Right.
Like,
But it has to give me the feel
of
of
the
the, especially
Jetsons.
since it's something that I wanted for, we all wanted a space car, right? I need to see a real space car. They do exist. They are out there. They aren't heavily marketed. Only a couple of people have them, but they do have cars that get up in the air and do some flying. And you know what? Take me to the freaking Jetsons. If we're gonna do it, I want to do it. So that's where I'm at. And yeah, that's what I'm picking.
You know what was really, really, really good that I just never watched and I never appreciate? And I talked about it earlier, is that damn Flintstones movie with Rick Moranis and Rosie
And
O'Donnell and John Goodman
yeah,
and
John
Halle
Goodman.
Berry. That movie is
Yeah,
really good. Like, it's all practical effects. Those are on sets. They built all that stuff in the CGI Dino, bro. Like, that movie is really goated if I think about it.
to think that we have movies based off Milton Bradley games, right?
It's wild.
Right. And so, like, the Flintstones, for what it is, it's good. It doesn't need to be the Godfather. It's the freaking
No,
Flintstones. It just needs to be funny and have good actors. What's the Jetsons? They're like, yeah,
you're
let's go
selling
out and
me.
get ourselves an actor. And they
You're
went and
selling
got
me
freaking $20
Jim
million
Carrey.
a movie who's probably $40 million Jim Carrey now. Like,
They got Ace
have
Ventura to play this role, and Jim has always been box office money. You know what I'm saying? Jim is just Mr. Box Office. I need this trailer to be epic. I need this trailer to be great.
Look,
That's what I
it could
need.
be terrible. It could be, but I'm hoping for the best. And I think if it's fun and it's good, I think they can pull it off. But I did want to bring something up because I saw it in the news, and I did not text you about it. I thought maybe it'd be on the rundown.
Okay.
God of War TV series. Have you heard
Okay. Yeah.
who's
Yeah. Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
to?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You broached it. What are we talking about? What happened? What
So,
happened?
God of War TV series. When
Yep.
the dude messed up his arm, they're like,
Yep.
"Yeah, you got no more job." Go back a few weeks, folks. We talked about it.
No
What
job
I
for
say?
you.
You were
Uh,
like, "Hey, is it normal? Should they have waited?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they might have waited, but they probably had someone else in mind, and that's how come they were like." And so, all of a sudden, there's some Dave Batista casting rumors. What? About 2 weeks later, and it's like, yeah, you poor schmuck. I'm sorry that you hurt your arm, bro. I was cheering for you. I was really looking forward to it, but you did not do enough to stave off the folks going, yeah, we need a B plus lister. Dave
I
Batista can act. I
no
mean, I
Dave
didn't see his
Batista.
horror movie, but
He's a
I think he's pretty good at what he does. He's
he's a
better
guard.
than The Rock, in my opinion.
He's a
So
guardian, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a guardian. Talk about the guy and the guy your girl tells you not to worry about, right? Like, this mother, Dave Batista waiting in the wings. You happen to beat out Dave in, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing that they're even recasting the kid, bro. I'm hearing they're recasting.
Oh, I had not, but the chemistry has to be right, and that's my
Yeah.
assumption is that the guy he just wasn't doing it, and so it left room. So let's put it this way: let's say Dave Batista becomes Kratos, and Dave Batista hurts his ab. He's gonna be out 16 weeks. Do you think they're going to go find a new Kratos, or do you think they're going to
Uh
stick with Dave Batista?
I think they're gonna stick with Dave because at least Dave
Yeah,
makes money. Like, this other
yeah.
guy, like, nothing against him, dude. Like, this could have been his break, right? But Hollywood's all about short shots with this kind of stuff. And when you leave the door open, but the one thing about Dave Bautista I do feel kind of sad about is that for years Dave has kind of lost his muscle. He's lost his mass
Mhm.
because by choice, because he was like, I'm just tired of playing a big gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to really act. I want to dive into my craft. I want to be taken seriously. And I'm like 6'4", full of muscle. Like, no one's ever going to take me seriously. And here we are throwing Dave Batista back into big gorilla mode. And it's like, yeah, Kratos is layered, but Kratos is still an action star with grunts and Ares and all that stuff. So it kind of maybe it's the best of both worlds for him, but it feels
And
kind of sad that he's not getting what he wants, you know?
you get an actor. Well, I don't know if it's not what he wants. You just get someone who's able to put on that weight. They know how to put on that weight. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of, hey, we need to hire a nutritionist, we need to get you in, you can't be eating this. Dave Batista already knows what he has to do to look like Kratos. And that,
Yeah,
my friends, is half the freaking
fucking
battle.
battle.
One of the
The
reasons
look.
The Rock stays The Rock and cruises between this, that, and the other and eats 18 pancakes a day is because he knows how to gain mass and needs mass for this, but needs to shrink for Scorpion King. That's what makes some of these bigger guys, wrestlers, professional bodybuilders, athletes, that's what makes them very good at being actors in a different capacity of a Robert Patterson who can bring you to tears in one film but have you laughing in Mickey 17.
Yeah.
So, it's a skill set. And
Yeah.
Kratos probably needs a skill set on a tightened time frame
On a
with
tight
budget that's already been spent.
Bradley just came through. What's going on, Bradley? I'm late, but I'm here. Yes, you are, sir. Toot said Batista would make a great Kratos. One thing I'll say right off the bat, he looks sure as hell a lot more Kratos than the other guy.
Uh-huh.
At least Batista has olive skin, right? But Batista has the nose. At least his beard is not going to look like Billy Ray Cyrus. You know what I'm saying? Like at least he's going to look more like the character. And it's been proven that uh Batista can act. He can act when he wants to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a fan of casting well-known faces in these roles because I like to immerse myself in the character, right? Dwayne the Rock Johnson is Superman, like, brother, brother, you know. And it's like, no, give me a no-name face that can become Superman, but with enough makeup, enough, yaya and him working on his craft, and with, like you said, such little time. Um, and mind you, this is not set in stone. This is the rumors, right? So I don't. Who could else?
But they didn't
Yeah.
come up with a no-namer as a backup. Yeah, you know what I mean?
No,
They
this
didn't
isn't.
pick
Dirk
John
Lurkman
Doe to
didn't.
be like,
Yeah,
yeah. No, they're
our
like,
new
oh, Dave
Kratos,
Batista.
right? No, we're not playing no more. It's Dave Batista. We're not playing. And we're getting rid of the other little kid because he didn't really. We weren't really feeling him either. It really felt like a happy accident that all this happened, bro. It felt like they were all like. It felt like the production, the Sony, Amazon. They were all kind of like, I don't know, like we're gonna go through it there. But what you he tore his bicep. Oh, wonderful. We have an excuse to clean house and fine tune this the way we want to. That's what it feels like, but you know better than I, man. You know what I'm saying?
You'd have to talk to the actor to know exactly how it
That's what
went
it
down.
feels like,
You'd
though.
have to, and I'm sure at some point after non-disclosure statements, and we get five,
We'll get the
six,
true
7 years
story.
down the road,
Yeah.
yeah, man, they kicked me out of that job. I was gonna be back. I was
Go
ready. They're
again.
like, no.
No, we're good. When you call off sick for work and you're gone a little too long, and you want to come back and like, nah, we already filled your spot, baby.
Oh,
You good,
we're
baby?
good.
Stay where you at.
We're
Stay
good.
where you at. Medical leave. You said I can come back. Yeah, you're gonna come back to get fired. You know, that reminds me of this one lady at the job who should not be named. She went on maternity leave back to back and just never came back to work for like 5 years, and they just kept her on the payroll because they couldn't technically get rid of her because she wouldn't come in because she was on maternity leave. She gamed that system so crazy. Oh man, good times. So she's doing all
System.
right. That being said, man, is there any final thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
No, that is it. Banger of a cast. Appreciate being here and hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
Absolutely. Everybody stay safe out there. Apparently, the heat wave is breaking finally. So hopefully, we're all not puddles of mud by the end of this weekend. Go see Spider Man in IMAX. Go watch that shit. It's super good. Play some Marvel Tokon with me. I want to see y'all out
Gee,
there. I'm gonna be on Tokon tough. Got a new controller and everything. We're not playing games around here. Like I'm literally about to boot it up right now. I'm not eating tonight. Guess what I'm eating? I'm eating combos, bruh. We're about to get these strings going. About to get my cap. Fun stuff. Thanks, fellas. Thanks, Toots, for coming through. Bradley, thank you for coming through. We had a new person come through. I want to shout out their name before we head out. That was Sage Man came through and said hello. If you're still floating around, Sage Man, thank you so much for visiting our little podcast. We need one more person to hit 100. I'm going. I know I'm shaking the can a little bit. One more person to hit 100 followers, 100 subscriptions on the YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube and your auntie likes Marvel, bring auntie around this way.
if you subscribe, you can watch the GTA 6 trailer 6 minutes after or 6 hours after it's released on
Hey,
Netflix.
hey, hey! I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can. MOTN can financially recover from that statement. You just bankrupted all of this.
Uh,
Netflix is literally going to be coming through my windows like damn lioness in a minute. You've encroached upon the decrees of 8 9. But yeah,
6 hours.
uh, 6 hours, man. 6 hours is a lifetime. That being said, I'm of course been your host, Mike G. He's of course been your host, Wash. We are the masters of the Nerdiverse podcast. And with that, I will say MOTN out. Have a good weekend, ladies and germs.